Hello, everybody. Welcome to Senior Seminar and the Capstone Seminar. My name is Julie Kabala, and I will be your instructor for this class. I've taught at Georgia State for a long time. I've taught at Georgia State since 2001, and I teach in women's gender sexuality studies, generally speaking. I'm excited to teach this class online, and this will be my first time teaching it online since the pandemic. So if anybody has any questions or concerns, please let me know. I'm going to do two things in this welcome video. First, I'm going to talk a little about the class, and then I'm going to introduce myself in more detail. Okay, so as you've probably seen from looking at the syllabus, this class has two parts. One is sort of a professionalization, career part, and one is working on an individual project that may or may not be related to your current or anticipated career. So for the professionalization part, what you're going to do is have certain assignments, writing a resume and a CV, writing a cover letter, practicing interviews, that sort of thing, so that that can help you as you transition from college to career. For the individual project, there are 4 different tracks. As you've probably, again, seen from the syllabus. The first track is senior research for people who are thinking about going on in academia, or for people who have ideas that they really want to explore. I would suggest doing this track, which is to write a 15 to 20 page essay throughout the course of the semester. For most of these tracks, we will spend a fair amount of time workshopping, scaffolding, going over the various pieces, introductions, thesis statements, outlines, those sorts of things. So you won't be writing this from scratch. For the second track is the creative project. In that track, students will do a creative project, again, of their choice, about something that relates to academic interests that they may have. This creative project can be anything. It can be music, it can be art, visual art, it can be a play, it can be a creative piece of writing, anything like that that relates to the themes that they are interested in academically. In addition to the creative project, students who choose this track will also complete an artist statement. The artist statement will provide the basis for the grade. It will be where students cover the parts of the artistic choices and how they relate to the kinds of information they've learned throughout their academic careers, whether in WGSS or in interdisciplinary studies or in whatever else they find useful. The third track is the internship. An internship is fairly self-explanatory. Students will choose an internship either in consultation with me or with their workplaces, and they will do 120 hours of intern work throughout the semester. And the culminating project for that track is a formal essay that brings together what they've learned from their internship with academic work that they have done in the past. Again, I will be consulting with students individually about bibliographies, topics, etc. The fourth track is what we call the college to career track. In this track, students will do a problem solution paper about a problem or challenge that they see as currently relevant to their careers, either the careers they have or the careers that they're thinking of choosing. This could be something like sexual harassment in the workplace. If you work somewhere where this is a current problem, you could analyze the solutions that your workplace has in place to fix the problem, what they're doing wrong, what they're doing right, what are the causes of the problem, how can your proposed solution address those causes. You could look at the challenges of AI. Are they causing a particular challenge or a particular shift in the workforce that you think needs to be addressed? Any of those sorts of questions. I'm not telling you what to write about. I'm just trying to give you some examples. The choice is up to you. You will probably know your workplace better than I do, unless you work in a WGSS department in a university. All right, so hopefully that is clear. If you have any questions about the syllabus, or if you have any questions about the assignments, please don't hesitate to reach out to me individually. And I did want to make a note, if you email me, please email me at jkabala@gsu.edu. That's jkubala@gsu.edu. I'm going to see that much more quickly than I'm going to see one on iCollege. Okay, great. So now for my introduction. Like I said, my name is Julie Kabala. I've taught at Georgia State for 20-something years. I love Georgia State. I did my PhD at Emory, so I've been in Atlanta for most of my adult life, and I've taught at most of the major universities around town, including Clark Atlanta, Georgia Tech, Georgia Perimeter, all these sorts of places. But Georgia State is by far my favorite, mainly because I really like the students here. And not only am I teaching the senior seminar, but I teach a variety of lower level and upper level classes. I teach perspectives on youth cultures, sex and gender and pop culture, globalization and gender, intro to LGBTQ studies. My upper level classes include queer theory, feminism and Foucault, Barbie, class matters, activism, and this semester I'm teaching youth and sexualities. So that gives you kind of an idea of the things academically I'm interested in. But in terms of a less formal introduction, as I said, I want you to bring in an artifact and talk about it. So I decided to bring in a book by Laurie King. She's one of my favorite mystery authors. And while I read theory all day long for my job, and I love theory, don't get me wrong, and I also really like what we might call great literature or, really well-written novels, I also love mystery novels and I read them kind of compulsively. I read them every night before I go to bed. And that's kind of something that I think is useful, is to know that we all have our, ways of coping with the world. And for me, reading genre fiction is a useful way of doing that. And I can't wait to see y'all's introductions. Please post them by Thursday at noon. Start your reading on how to write a resume, and we'll start with that assignment first. And for those of you who aren't sure, please work on figuring out what track you're going to choose and what your project's going to be, so we can get started from the very beginning of the semester and we won't have to scramble at the end. All right, great. I look forward to meeting each of you and watching your videos. Take good care. Bye.